fighting this guy, DC, you know as well as anyone, it makes for a suffocating night at the office. Here he is, Khabib Nurmagomedov, putting his status as one of the best fighters on the planet on the line yet again tonight.
He does it every time he steps foot in the octagon. When they say it's suffocating, they talk about the strength of Khabib. Even our teammates say it does not feel like you're going with a lightweight. It feels like you're fighting a light heavyweight. And what do you expect from a guy that spent his childhood wrestling with bears? He is so strong. He's so physical. In the hard work and the intensity of which he trains with only shows when he steps foot in the octagon. One of the most skilled guys the UFC has ever seen. We always talk about the wrestling and the grappling and the sambo, but don't sleep on Khabib Nurmagomedov striking.
And we saw shades of that in the McGregor fight. Javier Mendez says at times he likes to go southpaw in training. He can't hold it.
He can't hold it. But it's okay. It's okay. You can't win them all, Khabib.
Fan anticipation for this one, and rightfully so. A really interesting matchup, and a lot of people focused on this kickboxer trying to make a real concerted run at UFC Gold.
Yeah, he's trying to make a run at a championship. We have seen him compete at the highest level in kickboxing. He's done very, very well. But how does he implement that fight style in the mixed martial arts? We're going to find out very soon if he can do everything he did there inside the UFC's octagon.
Certainly in our fighter meeting, he talked a lot about his wrestling and grappling improvements, but he knows what the fans want to see, and that is to see him striking against this opponent here tonight. To fight the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. Now for the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Khabib the Eagle And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, Leon Rocky Edwards.
One of the best in the business, Herb Dean, is our referee tonight. He is undefeated. He is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and what a pain in the neck he is to fight. Khabib Nurmagomedov figures to go to the takedowns early and often here tonight, but if he needs to strike, we have seen a constant evolution when it comes to his striking. This is one of the best fighters in any division, and Khabib Nurmagomedov back at it tonight. All right, clinch situation here, pursued by the wrestler, and a nice job to get inside against the kickboxer, who clearly doesn't like this dirty boxing on the inside.
He doesn't want to be close. He wants space. He wants things to look clean. This wrestler wants to grind on you. He wants to wear you down. He wants to make you carry his weight for as long as you're inside the octagon. It is so exhausting and fatiguing to fight this type of fight.
And right into side control. Excellent ground and pound there by Nurmagomedov.
Great job finding his shots from the top position.
Oh, this could be over soon. All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. All right, so look at that. A cut has been opened around that eye area.
He's taking shots over and over again to that area, and now he's dealing with a cut.
Good movement defensively here on the ground by Edwards. All right, he's got the full mount now. Is this one of the most dominant positions in MMA? Is that fair to say?
It's a very dominant position. It's one of the most ideal positions you can get to.
Nurmagomedov's trying to get a triangle submission here. Oh, good technique there. He's got the triangle choke locked in. Oh, the hard ground and pound strike lands, and that has caused some swelling.
Gotta be careful here.
And dizzy as he looks to improve position here. Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by Nurmagomedov.
I need you to scramble. Oh, in the mouth.
Well, you know he's tougher than I am, right? But this man has absorbed so much damage upstairs that I wouldn't be surprised to see the referee call in the doctor at some point.
Well, at some point, you got to take a look at it. He's so bruised. He's so battered. He's so swollen. And credit to his opponent for finding a route to victory and staying on that. He has dominated this fight.
Nurmagomedov's trying to get the triangle here. Let's see if he can close the show.
Look at that. It's tight.
Oh, submission defense on full display there.
He said that he was very aware of what this guy brought to the octagon, and it showed in that defense.
Well, defense doesn't always win championships in MMA, but how about the submission defense tonight, thwarting one attempt after the next?
Yeah, and the fact that he's just constantly under attack tells you he was very prepared for the type of fighter that he was in front of. He knew there would be some submissions coming his way. He was ready to defend them, and he has done that beautifully.
Wow, what a head kick. Oh, nice land there by Nurmagomedov. When he made his UFC debut in 2012, he wasn't striking like that.
No, he did not look like this. That's a credit to his coaches, not only at the American Kickboxing Academy, but at Eagles MMA over in Dagestan.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Fighter separates from the clinch. Edwards' eye is now swollen shut. They could actually stop this fight right now, given how bad it is. Clearly the referee keeping a close eye on the fight.
Oh, nice takedown defense.
Oh, short uppercut in the clinch by Nurmagomedov. Oh, now gets an underhook to get a more dominant position.
Beautiful body kick.
Nurmagomedov gets the takedown late in the round. That's useful. All right, late round action here. Khabib Nurmagomedov continuing to dominate the action. Beautiful transitions, and I'm not sure anybody mixes their wrestling and their grappling as well as this guy.
I mean, he's just so tough. He's willing to go through the fire in order to get the fight to the ground. He's been able to do that. He is one of the strongest fighters I have ever grappled with. The guy has...
Oh, big shots raining down. Oh! On both sides in round one.
Stop.
All right, there's the end of the round. Back to the stools we go, and they need to do something to address the swelling, because at this point in time, he has almost been rendered a one-eyed fighter. All right, as they attend to the damaged fighter, we will re-rack some replays for you. A lot of damaging strikes landed by the opposition in that previous round.
Well, him just not really paying attention on the defensive side has made his opponent look like an absolute world beater. He's a good fighter, but he has never looked this good, and that is partly because his opponent is not defending.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, second round underway. That's a pretty good right hand there by your teammate, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Huge connection by him there.
He needs to get on his bicycle, John. He needs to get into space so that he doesn't get finished.
Huge uppercut.
Oh, beautiful level change.
Oh, man, another strike right on that swollen area. Somebody get the man an ice pack, please. Well, this is exactly what you like to see. Nice combination of ground and pound punches. Outstanding pressure and activity by Nurmagomedov. Ooh, that looks tight.
Looks like it's getting tight.
Oh, he's out!
He actually escaped. Look, I gotta stop writing these dudes obituaries, man. I always think they're done. Surprise me.
Oh, big shots from the top. Another ground and pound strike gets home. Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
All right, dominant position here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound.
He can attack submission, but those submissions will present themselves.
Submission attempts in bunches. Another one here.
That is tight.
Oh, favoring position over submission.
Very smart decision. You never want to value the submission over keeping dominant position. Now he's got good body position, yup.
Posture's up. Ooh, and he lands a brutal strike to the head. So at this point with this type, oh, big shots here. All right, great position for him here. He's got the full mount. See if he can get that ground and pound going.
Oh, he's got to get it going, but he can't rush. A lot of times, guys get in the full mount and they rush, they get nervous. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm winning. Reality is, you're winning, but it can change in a matter of seconds because then they can be gone. He's got to drop his hips, be really heavy at the opponent's base, and then just start to work. Make the opponent give his back so that he can try to get his chokes off or find great ground and pound, but very patient ground and pound from such a dominant position.
Well, as many expected, his grappling has been very strong thus far. The takedowns, the ground control, he is truly the total package.
It's one thing to take your opponent down. It's one thing to control him, as we have seen him do over the course of this fight.
Side control now. Now trying to isolate an arm.
Yeah, he's trying to go to a Kimura lock. Right here, he'll either try to get the submission or use the sweep.
Oh, somehow he gets out. Fantastic submission, D. This was some exhausting work, man.
I mean, it is so tiring to be fighting in this way. So much wrestling, so much grappling, expending all this energy trying to hold the guy down. I mean, no takedown is not fought. No reversals is not fought. Everything they're doing is fought to the very last minute before it gets given up.
Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it.
Might get the TKO here. Oh, good ground and pound here. Trying to set up a choke here.
Oh, it's getting tight. Very smart there. You never favor submission over a dominant position.
All right, so a grueling battle on the ground, and no surprise, the crowd pops in appreciation as the fighters work their way back to the feet.
This is an educated crowd, J.A. They appreciate high-level grappling, and that's exactly what they got in that exchange.
Single collar tie here. And now some separation. Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Collar tie here in the clinch. 10 minutes in the books. All right, somewhat mercifully, that is the end of the round. The swelling around his eye is out of control. Cut man hustling in quickly, but I think they might stop this fight, DC. All right, so back to the stools we go. They say defense wins championships, and he has not defended well tonight.
He isn't trying, or at least it doesn't seem like he's trying. He has got to move his head. He's trying to react when the punch is already coming, and that's not working. If he takes many more of these shots, this fight is going to be stopped due to the swelling.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway. Nurmagomedov gets absolutely tagged by that stiff jab. Just out of range with the big right hand.
Oh, man, he lands another punch to the head.
Khabib's hook shot blocked. That one was telegraphed. Good job by the defense.
That's how you control the fight. You can fight behind the jab. Oh, nice inside leg kick, yeah.
Hands higher, hands higher.
Both fighters throwing heat now. Oh, picture-perfect shot there, DC, and one more of those, he might be out.
I mean, the fight is going to be over. I can't believe he's still standing. That shot landed perfect.
Really using his physicality to his advantage now.
He lifted up the neck and snuck his arm underneath to try to get a choke. Great submission defense on full display by the opponent.
Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the ring?
Oh, how about that? Strong reversal on the ground. Oh, you gotta love the ground and pound strikes here. And there it is, another strike on the ground, gets through. All right, side control now. We'll see if he can advance position. Khabib's in half guard. Not there yet, but might get the submission here shortly. Continuing to work out of the half guard. Just over 3 minutes now to go. All right, right into side control here, DC. Biggest difference between half guard and side control.
Well, side control to me feels like a little bit less control because now my legs aren't really doing anything anymore. Now I'm controlling you with my upper body. So I've got to...
Nurmagomedov's trying to get a triangle here. Oh, compromising spot here. Triangle choke is locked in. We have crossed the midpoint of this one. Well, he grounded him, and now he's trying to pound him out. Great ground strikes here. Another ground and pound strike lands.
Oh, he's got to be careful there, yep. Good movement.
All right, dominant position for him here, full mount. If you're the bottom fighter, better start moving those hips, DC.
Oh, you got to start moving those hips. What you should do initially, right, is start to push at the knees. Push at the hips, create some distance, shrimp, and try to recollect half guard. Half guard sucks, but it's much better than being mounted fully by your opponent.
Edwards is in half guard. Well, he's worked very hard on this part of his game, and these ground strikes are really starting to take their toll.
He's going after that cut over and over again, and every time he lands, the cut gets worse.
Oh, looked pretty tight, but he gives up on the submission. Under a minute to go.
Changing the position.
All right, it's a good ground and pound by him here, certainly staying busy, and not just busy, but effective.
You can just throw punches to keep the referee off you. This guy is throwing punches to be effective, to throw damaging strikes. He's doing a fantastic job.
All right, so some high-level stuff there on the ground, but as they make their way back to the feet, a huge response from the crowd.
He landed it perfectly. Perfect placement, perfect position. What a huge blow in a big moment in this fight.
Oh, big elbow. 10 seconds now to go in the round.
Beautiful takedown attempt landed. He passes the hat.
In a very close round, a takedown like that might be the difference.
All right, the fighters head back to the stools, and certainly it's a tale of two corners. One man can barely see out of one of his eyes, and if the doctor sees that visual, he might call an end to the action. Well, if you're the replay guy, a lot to like in that previous round. A lot of damage being inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the swelling now, John. He wasn't doing what he needed to do to move his head, and he's paying for it. You cannot allow for an elite-level mixed martial artist to connect at that rate and think that you will not be wearing the damage. He's wearing it now. I'm interested to see what changes he makes to give himself an opportunity.
All right, here is round 4, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Effective use of the jab there by Edwards. And a nice job at least staying upright on that. Oh, lands another beautiful strike to the body, really starting to connect at will when it comes to working the body, and especially effective doing it later in this fight. Didn't see a lot of that from him in the earlier rounds. Nurmagomedov ground and pound from half guard now. Let's see if he can do some damage. All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a...
Darce, yep, he's trying to hit a Darce here. That Darce is tight. Darce choke locked in, it's only a matter of time. But he cannot rush. He's got to control his opponent so that he doesn't lose him in the scramble.
Oh, nice transition. He's got him flat on his back.
There it is, now he's running him out.
Well, we got a lot of blood now, ladies and gentlemen. I think my mother just turned off the TV, but every time that area gets targeted, that cut is getting worse and closer, theoretically, to the end of the fight.
Yeah, and, you know, when you got a person like this in front of you that is so good at what they do, when you are bleeding like this and the work is showing, you got to try to find it.
Working for the submission once again.
He's fighting. He wants this very bad.
Oh, good technique there. He's got the triangle choke locked in. Lands the grounded pound strike here. Oh, his ground and pound is on full display here tonight. Nice positional control here. Oh, heavy shots raining down. All right, he's got the full mount now. Is this one of the most dominant positions in MMA? Is that fair to say?
It's a very dominant position. It's one of the most ideal positions you can get to, especially...
Oh, looks like he's going for an armbar here. How tight is that?
What a tight armbar. He's got it. He's got it.
There's the touchdown. Khabib Nurmagomedov back with style points tonight. What a moment for this fighter here tonight. Called his shot, gets the win by way of submission. That after party's going to be on fire.
He got to his position. He found the submission. He squeezed and got it done. It was amazing to watch, and it was amazing to be a part of the broadcast for such an amazing performance.
All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
We send it inside now to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 32 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
All right, so a lot of fighters have suffered from a similar fate against Khabib Nurmagomedov. You heard it there from Buff. He gets it done by submission tonight.
I mean, this is his world. When you're having to grapple with Khabib Nurmagomedov